There are many magical traditions concerning the full moon of August. Amongst them there is the belief that during the night of this full moon, one can initiate contact with the kingdom of fairies and elves. This is a simple ritual that helps us contact the ethereal kingdoms of the fairies and elves. It is not a summoning spell, but instead a ritual to expand our consciousness in order to be able to perceive the elves and fairies who are already around us. The ritual is done the night of the full moon of August. The moon should be visible in the sky more correctly. The moon should be able to see us. During a full moon's night, the moon rises when the sun sets and sets when the sun rises. So it is in the sky all night long. But if there are many clouds covering the sky, the ritual won't work. The ritual must be done on a beach. There are several magical reasons for that, and one practical reason. The practical reason is that a fire is required for the ritual, and the safest place to light a fire is at the beach. For this ritual, light a small and easy to handle fire. For the magical reasons, a beach has at least half of the sky visible, making it more possible to have the moon shining its light upon us. Also at a beach, in addition to our fire, all four elements are present in their natural glory. Lastly, the easiest ethereal beings to come in contact with are the ones most affiliated with the element of water, and the water element is quite strong there. We will also need some food and drink offerings, 2 sets of them. For the food offerings, use bread or pie-based offerings. For the drink offerings, use water, milk, or red wine. You can use some incense to help you open your perceptive ability. Nutmeg, anise, and frankincense are quite good in achieving this goal. You can also have a purple or lavender fluorite crystal with you to help perceive the fairies. But these things are not mandatory, so don't let the lack of them stop you from trying the ritual. Now, go to the beach and light the fire. Remove all your clothes. You can keep your amulets and jewels on. Purify your body and soul any way you usually do, or just wash yourself with the seawater, and meditate to cleanse your aura. Then give your first set of offerings and say, I am giving this food and drink to the fairies and the elves that reside here to accept me as a visitor. If you are using any incense, light it now. Now sit next to the fire, facing the moon. Close your eyes and breathe normally. After some time, you may start hearing voices or even music around you. The speech will be incomprehensible and the music will sound distant. You may also hear steps or other sounds of beings moving around you. Keep your eyes closed and do not speak. Just keep breathing normally and keep listening. If you like, you can open your eyes and see the ethereal beings. But if you are not very experienced, then you may lose even the auditory contact. So it is your choice. Whenever you feel that this was enough for your first contact, open your eyes. Eat something, not the offerings, of course. You may stay there as long as you like. When you are ready to leave, give the second set of offerings and say, I give this food and drink to the fairies and elves to thank them for accepting me as their visitor. Blessed be. Now extinguish the fire, dress yourself, and leave. You can repeat this procedure during any full moon to maintain the contact, but it is wise to use the August's full moon every year to empower it more. Depending on your natural talent, your focus, and your patience, you'll be able to produce the same effects regardless of the moon's phase, whether you are at a beach or elsewhere, day or night. And finally, regardless of wearing clothes or not. The Gaelic word for fortune comes from that which denotes the full moon. The Druids believed that when the circle of the moon was complete, good fortune was given to those who knew how to ask the gods for it. It is said that cat's eyes will be open wider during a full moon than at any other time. In Ireland, it is said that if you walk 9 times around a fairy hill at the full moon, you will be able to find the entrance. When anyone spoke of mountains of the moon, it simply meant white mountains. The Arab call white horses moon-colored. Mount Sinai was probably named after the Chaldean moon god Sin, which would make it another moon mountain. Many cultures felt that it was extremely unlucky to point at the moon, and that bowing to the moon would bring a present before the next change of moon. Country people said that the weather was more likely to change at the 4 quarters of the moon than at any other time. Rain is coming when the moon has a halo around it, or when an outline can be seen between the horns of a waxing or waning moon. One old legend says that on the moon is everything that was wasted on earth: misspent time, squandered wealth, broken vows, unanswered prayers, fruitless tears, unfulfilled desires and intentions, etc. Once in a blue moon doesn't mean never. It means a rare occasion. The Egyptians connected their 13th month with the color blue, which was a lucky color. The Salian priestesses at one time laid curses using moon dew. Even into medieval times, people believed that such curses were incurable. To cry for the moon is an old saying that means you are craving or demanding something that you can't have. The word moonshine has 2 meanings. In the US, it means illegally distilled liquor, also known as white lightning. An older meaning was total nonsense. In English, French, Italian, Latin, and Greek, the moon is feminine, but in all the Teutonic languages, the moon is masculine. In Sanskrit, the word for moon is mas, which is masculine. In some legends, the Egyptians said that the dark moon and the full moon were the 2 eyes of Horus. Almost every culture believed that if the new moon came on Monday, it was a sign of good weather and good luck. 2 new moons in 1 month were said to predict a month's bad weather. Any new moon on a Saturday or Sunday was said to predict rain and general bad luck. Good luck will come your way if you see the new moon outside and over your right shoulder. You can also make a wish that will be granted. The best luck came from looking at the moon straight on. In some parts of Ireland, upon seeing the new moon, people bowed or knelt, saying, "O moon, leave us as well as you found us." In Italy, they say that if the moon changes on a Sunday, there will be a flood before the month is out. A ring around the moon means rain or snow. The Irish say that to see the future, for good or ill, take a mirror outside, Let the light of the moon fall on the surface and stare into it. Any face that appears will be connected with your future. If the full moon fell on a Friday, that was also the 13th, it was considered the most unlucky day there could be. Some farmers still believe that crops sown near a full moon will be ready for harvest a month earlier than crops sown during a waxing moon. The Fenland country of England is a very strange place and has kept its superstitions longer than other areas. They say that if public dinners are not held at the full moon, tragedy will follow. Since Fenland roads are built high above the marshy land and bordered on both sides by deep ditches, one can see why this is more sense than superstition. The English had a saying that if a member of the family died at the time of the new moon, 3 deaths would follow. Although the Quran expressly forbids worshipping the sun or moon, many Muslims still clasp their hands at the sight of a new moon and offer a prayer. A wish spoken to the first new moon of the new year will be fulfilled. It is especially fortunate to see the new moon crescent on your right. The first full moon of the year is said to make a wish come true. It will be granted before the year is out. The first full moon of the year is also believed to be a mystical time when you can mysteriously see the face of your future partner appear in a pond that reflects the moon. To see the crescent moon over the right shoulder was considered lucky, but seeing it over the left shoulder was unlucky. They said in Wales that if you moved from one house to another during the crescent moon, you would have more than enough prosperity in your life. Sailors believe that if the moon in the first or last quarter lay in nearly a horizontal position with the horns upward, the weather would be fine. Country people say that the same type of moon means good weather for 28 days. The Gauls made ritual cakes in crescent shapes in honor of the moon. Today in France, these are called croissants, which are known as moon teeth. The first time you see a crescent moon for the month, take all your spare coins out of your pocket and put them in the other pocket. This will ensure good luck for the next month. Charms and amulets in the shape of a crescent moon are used to protect you from the evil eye, witchery, and advance individual prosperity. The crescent must always point to the left. This represents the first quarter of the moon, when things prosper and grow. The horseshoe is the symbol of the lunar crescent. Certain ancient British coins had the horse and the crescent on them. For the horseshoe and the crescent moon to be lucky and hold the luck, the horns must be turned upward. In Roman times, women wore silver moon crescents on their shoes to ensure having healthy babies. The word create comes from the same root word as the word crescent. More recently, the crescent moon is a sacred symbol of the goddess and also a symbol of magic, fertility, and the secret powers of nature.